A lot of folk have been asking how to use JUnit 5 tags with Serenity BDD. So I'm going to record a real quick video that will tell you everything you need to know to tag your JUnit test in Serenity and how to run your test selectively based on those tags. I'm John Ferguson Smart. I created Serenity BDD so that teams like yours can write more sustainable, cleaner, more powerful test automation code easily every day. And this video is one of many that I'm recording for my YouTube channel so that you can get more out of your Serenity BDD tests. Let's dive into the code. I'm going to walk you through a little example of a real world application or a realistic application, one that we're using in our BDD workshops. Just to give you a little bit more of a realistic feel. Now, the key thing to know about tags and Serenity BDD and JUnit 5 is that in JUnit 5 introduced its own special tag annotations, which we can use in Serenity. And that means that if you're using Serenity with JUnit 5, the older tags will no longer apply. So just to give you an example, this is a JUnit 5 tag. We can see it is coming from the Jupyter libraries, all JUnit, Jupyter, and so forth. That is a tag that you want to use for your JUnit 5 test. For JUnit 4, we used to have a Serenity specific tag called with tag or with tags. Don't use that for your JUnit 5 test, it will not work. So the trick is to just go ahead and annotate your tags. So here I've got a tag called creation, another one called integration. I've got a game history API test, which tests managing game history. So there's a history tag there. I've got a hints test, getting hints test. So that's a hint. I've got a playing game test. That's got a gameplay test tag. So we've got different tags for different tests. Now, to use those tags in Serenity, we need to pass in the tag property from your command line into your tests. And the way we do that is in Maven, we use a special property. So in the configuration of the Serenity Maven plugin, we use the tags property, and we can just pass in this tags property, which will be retrieved from the command line. And that will enable us to generate reports that filter by tags. So let's have a look at what that looks like in action. But before we do that, let's look at the full report. The full report looks something like this. There's 50 odd tests, and we can see them all here. Well, there's only 10 being displayed on the page. If we see all of them, we can see here there are some normal tests, and there's some data-driven, some parameterized tests as well. So now that we've seen the full tests, I'm going to go back to the command line and we're going to run the Maven verify with the tags option. So if I say Maven verify minus the tags equals, for example, history. I want to run the test and create a report uniquely for the history tests. So we'll pick that up, run the test, and see what comes out the other end. Okay, there we have it. Let's have a look at the report. Switching over to the report, we used to have 50. Now we only have 2. We can see the two tests that are related to the game, and we can see the history tag here is reported in the tests as well. So that it's very easy to run tests that are for a specific tag, but we can also run tests that are for more than one tag. So imagine we want to run tests for the history and the hints. So we don't say and, we say or. We say we want to run the tests that have either history or hints as tags. So now let's look at the reports and see what was generated. So previously we had 2 tests, now we have 3 tests. we have a test for the getting hints as well as for the game statistics. So that, in a nutshell, is how we use tags in Serenity BDD with JUnit 5. So literally we just use the JUnit 5 tags pretty much out of the box, and we can configure which ones we want to run using the tags option. Now there is one other thing I want to show you though. See, there's one little gotcha that you need to be aware of. In this example, we put a tag at the test level, at the test class level, not at the test level. We said that hints should apply to all the tests in this class. But what seems to happen is that while the tests do apply to request a hint, there's one little trick that we do need to be aware of. See, when we use tags for this class, we put the tag at the class level, not at the test level. And you would think that that would mean that the tag applies to all of the tests in the class, but that's only partially true. You see, it applied to the test class, the test method, so the requesting a hint test, but we also have a parameterized test, and it did not apply to that one, strangely enough. So to get parameterized tests, we actually have to explicitly mention that. So I'm going to shift the tags for clarity down to the level of the test annotation. So test and parameterized test. And now if I run these tests again, we will get the full set of test results. And there we can see now we have 6 tests, and if we go into the details of the tests, we can see that we have this parameterized test as well as the normal test. So that in a nutshell is how we use JUnit 5 tags in Serenity. I hope that's been useful for you. Now, if you have found this video useful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel on the link below. And don't forget to check out the training modules as well. We have a heap of online training specialized in Serenity BDD that will really get you up to speed and confident with using Serenity BDD in your own workspace.